Welcome to the first episode of 2019 Season 2 of The Big Talk. As always, I'm the commish, and with me today this season, not the hype, but Papa Jord.
Oh yeah, Papa Jord himself made it. My hair's not as curly as old Papa John, but I'm working on it.
The hype is in a contract holdout, so we'll see how that turns out.
For sure. I'll fill in as long as I can. Hopefully Hype lets me come back a couple times. He doesn't get too offended by me taking his spot, but I got big shoes to fill. I need to get myself a chain. Too bad Fitzmagic didn't do anything this week like old Hype liked last year, so
I don't know if I don't know. It's like, you know, when you try to understand Antonio Brown, right?
Yeah.
It's like you don't know what's going on in his mind. Is he a genius? Is he a clown? And so maybe you putting this on makes you all hype think, hey, I can't have somebody else wearing my gold, you know? 4 teams scored less than 100 points this first week of the IFL, and you and I were 2 of those teams.
Yeah, it's a rough go for the so-called expert podcast host right now. I'm okay with mine though. I was telling you off camera. I'm okay with mine for now. Highest scoring player, as in the Jets defense, who I got crap for drafting at the draft party. Since my team, I got a couple pickups, spent a little money on that. Yes. So I'm down, not out. I got my boy Danny Amendola, ex-Ram. For 37, overpaid big time, it looks like. 13 targets, all I'm going to say.
You bid 37 on Amendola. Curtis bid 15, the next highest bid, so you could have saved 21. Curtis spent 50, which is the second highest bid, on Hunter Renfrow, the Raiders' rookie wide receiver, immediately after the AB news broke. The next highest bid was $0 from Hunt.
Brady went with out of left field after a long bunker buck night of drinks and Apex, telling him that everyone's going to go for John Ross, and you shouldn't. He then continues to wager 51 of his fab bucks on him. And your team.
Yeah, my team was pretty sad, other than Keenan Allen, 24. My boy A-Rob, 16, but my other players averaged 7 or 8 points overall.
Cam Newton, 4 points is rough.
Yeah, we both had mediocre QB performance this week. We had 6 teams go over 140, 4 teams go over 150. Broughton, Nick, John, and Brady all went over 150. 2 of those teams played each other.
Yep, sadly. Been on that side of it about every time I score a lot.
That's always rough. Might have to call Brady and see how he's feeling after that rough loss against Broughton, of all people. Mahomes, Watkins stack going there.
You know, Curtis did that last year.
Yeah,
with Tyreek and Mahomes, and that I lost to them too on that Monday night game.
That can be super rough if the Chiefs are having a good night, which is going to be most nights of the season. The Scallon Express, they're preseason ranked number 1, still ranked number 1 going into week 2.
4th highest scoring, right?
Yep, 4th highest in scoring.
McCaffrey's the guy that I would have taken first if I had the number 1 pick.
42 points. He played every snap.
Yep.
2 running backs, I think, played every snap. Him and Le'Veon Bell.
That's right.
So
one did better than the other. McCaffrey touches the ball obviously I played the Rams, so I watched every snap. McCaffrey touches the ball like every other play. There was one time he lined up under center, literally faked a handoff to Cam Newton and ran it in. It was actually a sweet play. If Hype's listening, I mean, I would have taken McCaffrey first over Saquon, no doubt. I think he's definitely going to have more points. So if you want to give me another $100, we can hash that over drinks one of these nights.
TC
finally drafts a decent team.
Barkley, of course, the first overall pick of the draft.
Eckler's a steal of the draft.
40
if
points.
you get a chance to talk to TC, I think I sent him like 5 different trades for Eckler before week 1. Now, all of those are absolutely dead if they weren't already dead.
Thoughts on the live draft event? How do you think that went? That was kind of your baby.
It was fun. I thought it was a good time getting to see everyone. It was crazy that Brady flew in the bunker bot, and that was wild. That made it pretty enjoyable too. I thought we had a good turnout. It was a good time. I thought Big Brett obviously brought the party.
We put the poll out for best team name, and right now we got a lot of good entrants this year. Right now it's a 3-way tie. The C team, Brett's Regrets, and Papa George. You're tied for...
I'm tied for first. I wasn't planning on turning too many heads. It was one as I'm eating my favorite pizza establishment, eating some Papa John's. I looked at it. I said, Papa George, that's it. I mean, better ingredients, better pizza. You got better players, better team. It makes sense.
And the C team, Tony, is also in there.
I thought Tony's write-up was written by even better than like Brady could write as an English teacher.
There's some deep pain behind that. 3-2-1 Spike was one of my picks for best team name.
I think it was actually one of mine too.
Yeah.
Yep. I like that one. He made the rookie mistake though. You can't put your team name out too early.
You got to learn, Jesse. There's a recency bias that happens. Yeah, I thought Big Brett's big year was going to get some more action than it did. Joe's team was a late entrance
with a good Photoshop though. If you haven't seen it or don't remember it, you got to look at it again, and you'll probably have the reaction we just had. When you pull it up, you can't help but get a little laugh in there. So,
we showed that to Big Brett, and he was pretty proud of. He has torn both ACLs. When this one was taken, he still had one good ACL.
Look at him; he's running right at us right now, and just full steam brown bear action.
And so he could still get up and get down at this point in his life. But yeah,
I'm sure there's something behind the birds. I don't get it, but I love it. Just him running right at me is kind of scare me.
Yeah, maybe most people don't understand, but a big year is a birding term. See as many birds as you possibly can.
Oh, okay.
And so we got a little bit of a recurring segment to start. It's kind of a ripoff of Cowherd's Easy Money.
Yeah, for sure. I think
Maybe you'll come up with your own twist on it. But,
yeah, you gotta have like the money. Looking at the easy money, trying to pick my lines for the week. If you want to get some easy money, I'd say the first one would be what opened the week as a pick'em is the Bears-Broncos. I'd say Bears are the way to go. A team that was a Super Bowl contender, Super Bowl possibility, the second most bet on Super Bowl team. They lose one game by 7 points to the Packers. Last year they lost to the Packers in much more embarrassing fashion. All of a sudden is now a pick'em with the Broncos, who I don't think anyone other than Tanner Hunt thinks is going to be good this year. And then now they're 2.5 favorites, but I think they're going to win by at least a touchdown. But I think my next biggest easy money, if you want to win some money, go Chargers-Lions. For whatever reason, the bettors still like the Lions. Chargers are only 2.5 point favorites in a game where I think they're easily the better team by at least a touchdown. But every time I'm going to pick an easy money, I'm going to put $10 straight up on the person, so you know that I take what I'm saying to heart.
Yeah.
Right there. Just place the bet.
Yeah.
I put my money where my mouth is. I'll be $20 richer at about this time on Sunday.
What's up?
Hey, bro.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, man, you're on the big talk with the commish and Papa George.
Papa George this time, man.
Hey, what's up? Better pizza, better players.
Yeah,
Papa
close.
George.
Not too bad. Papa George. If you end with that, it always works.
Yeah. What's up, boy?
Not a whole lot. Just hanging out, getting my first podcast in. I got perfect teacher next to me.
Yeah, George's pissed, dude.
About what?
John Ross, after I told you explicitly not to spend too much on him, and you do it again, just like it's like Giovanni Bernard last year all over again.
I know, except this is an asset. You know what that means?
I think I know what that means. Can you explain it to me?
Next question. I mean, I bet my team wins 10 games this season.
There's a number. That's one. It's now on video.
10-3. Okay, so I mean that'd be quite the redemption arc for you, right? I mean, going.
What if I told you that last year was all scripted? An Antonio Brown situation.
You intentionally tank to create a better story.
Yeah. Hey, you said that, not me.
And what do you also have to say to the critics of your calendar shoot that people were hoping you could have worked out a little bit more going into it?
Really gave him a true skater bod, I guess.
I would say, get last in a 16-person fantasy football team and make a calendar and get back to me with your thoughts.
All right, man. Well, thanks for joining us this week.
All right, boys. I'll see you Sunday.
With that, we are going to go live now to Big Brett.
Big Brett himself.
Hey.
There he is. Big Brett, how you doing?
Hey.
You were on the Big Talk, returning for our second season. This time the commish and Papa Jord.
Papa Jord filling in for hype himself. Too embarrassed to show his face.
Papa Jord and the commish on the Big Talk, week 1, year 2. I don't really know why I'm talking to the biggest losers from last week. I mean, can we get somebody from the Dolphins on here too? The Dolphins organization. I mean, I wanted to congratulate this week's winners. I mean, these teams are definitely getting better. The Carl Malones, the spiked lemonades, the well-cooked brats, the scallon potatoes, the high-speed rails, the puffin stuffs, the Brett's Regents, and the don't mess with Texans. Nice week, guys. When it comes to sports betting and gambling in general, I mean, I don't think it's fair or sound for me to give to your young audience betting advice. I mean, just because I bet 20 different bets this week and come out a net winner doesn't mean it's for you. Just because I might lay upwards of $2,500 this weekend doesn't mean it's for you. Just because I could bet the money line, the spread, and the over-under on the Packers game only doesn't mean it's for you. Just because I correctly laid the money line on an old standby of mine in the college game this weekend, BYU over Tennessee on the money line at Tennessee, and won in overtime, doesn't mean it's for you. Just because I once took my shoes and socks off to play a golf ball out of the creek and got up and down for par to win a big bet, doesn't mean it's for you. So, there's a lot of things surrounding sports betting, and some things, people always like to be concerned about the tough stuff, but betting has changed lives. I mean, a lot of you wouldn't know this, but Shane Lowry, the British Open winner this year, his mother made a huge bet on him when he was 18 in his first professional tournament at like 1,000-1, and he won the tournament. That wasn't the worst deal for his mother that weekend. 290,000 people are sure happy Fred Smith went to Vegas when he was about to close the company with $5,000 and came home with $27,000 to keep the lights on a little company you might have heard of called FedEx. So,
learning something. I'm like actually like basically in class right now.
so, is sports betting good, bad, or immoral? I don't know. Is farming? I mean, yeah, you bet on the weather. I mean, good luck with that one.
I'm not sure if you were telling us we should be betting or we shouldn't be betting.
That's kind of the point. But if you're gonna bet, I'd definitely take Oklahoma State. Drink responsibly. Gamble a little more than that. Drink of the week.
I forgot about the drink of the week. Here we go.
We've got Evan Williams single barrel. The nice thing about Evan Williams is it's better than Jack. It's less expensive than a lot of the other pig squeal and some of the things that have come out. Water is great, or straight is great. Movie of the week.
I forgot about all this.
We've got the first and second season of Yellowstone. Kevin Costner, authentic Western attitude. It's a good storyline. Has one of my all-time favorite quotes in it. What did you do to scare the only person I know that doesn't scare? It's about as good as it gets, and that's what I got, boys.
All right, Big Brett. Appreciate you making time for us.
Enjoyed it. Thank you.
All right, and that's going to do it for our opening foray into the Big Talk Season 2. As always, I've been the commish.
Papa Jord, go Bears, go Chargers, go Rams always. And hopefully we were better than the Bears opening weekend.
So I think that's easy floor to beat. Thanks for joining us for your first ever podcast in person. We've had you, of course, had you a few times on the phone
via audio
last season, but in person.
Glad to be on here. Hopefully hype. Season goes a little better, but hopefully he is too scared to show his face. It's fun.